Lil Reese shooter officially caught on camera.
Man, a lot of real life situations.
Completely, man. You know, we got to kind of talk about some of that.
Today at Lime Report, we're sad to report that 26-year-old Chicago native and rapper Lil Reese was shot 12 times at Country Club Hills intersection in a Chicago suburb. Lil Reese was in his Jeep Grand Cherokee driving down Pulaski Road when he noticed he was being followed by another car. When they had gotten to the intersection, witnesses saw the gunman get out of his Chevy Malibu and fire his small rifle at Reese 12 times before fleeing the busy intersection. There are multiple witnesses who have been helping law enforcement identify the suspect, whose vehicle was caught on camera. We will be covering how this whole fiasco unraveled just days ago, which left the rapper fighting for his life. Be sure to stay tuned until the end of the video to get all the details on why Lil Reese was attacked. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment keyword Reese below to get a chance at winning in our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Growing up in Southside Chicago, Lil Reese is no stranger to this type of violence. Yet, this is the first time that he had to seriously fight for his life. The assailant did his best to end the rapper's life that day. It was reported that the suspect had fired his weapon at Reese's Jeep Grand Cherokee 12 times to make sure he didn't miss. The gunshots had penetrated the rapper's neck, leaving him with some serious wounds. It also left Reese's vehicle to be a very messy crime scene. The gunman was seen by multiple eyewitnesses as he fled heading northbound in his white and gray Chevy Malibu shortly after firing his weapon. This attempted assassination had occurred at a busy Chicago intersection during broad daylight, so there was no lack of eyewitnesses. These same witnesses reported that Tavares Taylor, better known as Lil Reese, appeared to be targeted by the gunman as the suspect chased the rapper's Jeep down before they had met at the intersection. This is when the gunman pulled the trigger 12 times. The suspect's Chevy Malibu had tinted windows and a Wisconsin license plate. He was spotted leaving the crime scene at 167th Street and Pulaski Road at 2:30 p.m. Investigators say he was wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt when he exited the vehicle. After deeply investigating the gunshot holes on the vehicle, it was believed that the weapon that was used was an AK-47. This is a popular weapon choice for gang members in Southside Chicago, so this came as no surprise to local law enforcement. Yet the vehicle had Wisconsin plates, so could it have been rented? This is what police and investigators were trying to find out. They were also trying to figure out what the motive was behind this attempted assassination. When police arrived at the scene, they found the bullet-riddled Jeep, but no victim inside of it. Someone had already taken Reese to Advocate South Suburban Hospital, which was nearby. The rapper was injured badly and appeared to be in critical condition when they got to the hospital. Doctors have treated Reese as best they could before having him transferred to Advocate Christ Medical Center, which was a closer medical center to where he lives. If no one had been there to take Reese to the hospital immediately, he would have passed away on site, just moments after being shot. Local businesses near the crime scene have locked up their stores for their own safety after hearing the gunshots go off. Police had paid a visit to the businesses and spoke to their employees to see if they knew anything about the suspect or had any details that could help. Law enforcement started to search all the nearby parking lots, looking for the suspect's vehicle. They had gathered a lot of evidence and camera footage near the intersection, which was helping them get a great start on identifying the suspect. Law enforcement has been working very diligently to gather and review as much evidence as possible before they identify and arrest the suspect. Unfortunately, Chicago PD deals with these types of homicides pretty frequently. But even they were surprised to see this type of violence occur in the suburbs at the time that it did. This has been a tough year for Lil Reese. Just earlier this year, he had been attacked by 5 people while he was alone. A rapper named Skeezy, who appears to be part of the incident, had released video footage of Reese getting jumped in June of this year. Skeezy then bragged about the attack on Instagram, trying to embarrass Lil Reese. It seems like the rapper couldn't catch a break as of lately, and it was obvious he had some active enemies. He took to social media to speak on the incident and claimed that he was getting jumped. He got up and tried to fight all 5 of the attackers even though he was by himself. They repeatedly hit Lil Reese and left him bruised on the floor as seen in the video footage. He was attacked 2 separate times in less than a year. Police are investigating if these attacks were in any way related or if they were 2 separate attacks of violence without any connection. Could one of these 5 thugs that had jumped Reese earlier be the same suspect that had shot the rapper just days ago? We believe these 5 thugs may be the people of interest to law enforcement during this investigation. Whoever has shot the Chicago rapper was a person of high interest to Chicago PD since they left Lil Reese in critical condition. causing him to fight for his life. The recent shooting was so bad that rumors started to circulate that Reese had passed away in his incident. The rumors were cleared up shortly after when Reese's friend and fellow Chicago rapper Lil Durk had tweeted that Reese was doing good. This gives us faith that the rapper can survive and is doing a little better after his emergency treatment. Sources tell us law enforcement should be releasing the images of the suspect's vehicle very soon, once they complete their investigation. Although Reese appears to have a lot of enemies, he also has a lot of Southside Chicagoans who will fight for him. At this time, police and plenty of other Chicagoans are on the lookout for the Chevy Malibu with Wisconsin plates. We are hoping police find the suspect first before things become any more violent. Lil Reese's background and loyalty to Chicago. Reese always wanted to stay in Chicago even after finding success in the music industry. This was unlike other Chicago artists who usually moved to New York or Los Angeles shortly after gaining success. He was a true native and repped for his neighborhood, which made him a well-respected Chicago rapper. Reese has been making music since 2010, and over time he has collaborated with other Chicago artists like Chief Keef, Fredo Santana, and Lil Durk. He is most known for his feature on one of Chief Keef's biggest songs called Don't Like, which has gone platinum. Chief Keef was one of the biggest rap names to come out of the south side of Chicago at this time. When he put Reese on his song, Don't Like, it caused Reese's fan base and music following to grow rapidly. Their music video had reached millions of views on YouTube, and this caused Lil Reese to build strong connections. He eventually caught the attention of legendary Chicago producer No ID, who had produced projects for Common, Kanye, and other huge music stars in the past. Reese and No ID started to work together, which led to the rapper getting signed by Def Jam. Lil Reese has put out a total of 7 mixtapes since he has started his music career, and has a couple more projects in the works that he will be releasing if he recovers from this shooting incident. In addition to his mixtapes, he continues to feature on other artists' songs as well. He was featured on Rick Ross's mixtape, The Black Bar Mitzvah, and it was no surprise that he frequently featured on other Chicago rappers' projects like Fredo Santana's, for example. A little bit later in his career, he eventually came out with a collective EP with another Chicago rapper named Lil Durk. The rapper was dedicated to his work and consistently stayed in the studio through the last several years. He is well respected, especially in his home state. And if he were to pass away, this would be a hard loss for Chicago and for the hip-hop community. Thankfully, Reese was brought to the hospital moments after the attack. He was brought into the hospital in critical condition, but was treated quickly, which highly increases his chances at surviving this attack. Law enforcement has gathered some serious evidence. It has only been a few days since the incident, but they are making solid progress in their investigation. The eyewitnesses have done their best to give a detailed description of the shooter, who was dressed in a gray hoodie. Some of the nearby businesses have surveillance cameras always recording. Police is going through the footage and trying to find a clear image of the suspect so they can bring them to justice. People like this need to be put behind bars. There have been many other rappers who have lost their lives early to gun violence, and it is very tragic since most of the time it is preventable. Reese's background. Tavares Taylor, aka Lil Reese, was born on January 6th of 1993 in Chicago, Illinois. The rapper grew up on the south side of Chicago and was widely influenced by gang activity. Speaking on these gang affiliations and experiences was a big part of his music. We don't know much about his family, and he does not seem to have a current girlfriend, but we do know that he has a 5-year-old daughter named Aubrey, who is the highlight of his life. Earlier on in his career, Reese had run into some serious controversial legal issues. His first incident was for a burglary. He was found guilty for this in May of 2010, which resulted in the rapper getting 2 years of probation. This incident occurred when he was still spending time performing gang activities. This was just before he started to take music seriously. His second legal incident occurred right after his probation had finished for his first case. On October 24th of 2012, there was a video released of Reese and another unidentified man brutally beating on a Chicago woman by the name of Tiara Marie. Reese got what was coming to him and was arrested for this domestic violence, but he was released on a $100,000 bail shortly after this arrest. He later apologized to the woman and stated that it was not the right thing to do. Although Reese had obviously made some very serious mistakes in the past, he has not really had any recent legal troubles since these incidents. The rapper seems to have matured and grown a lot throughout the last few years, which is normal when you have a child. It is an extremely sad situation that someone has tried to assassinate him just days ago, but we are hoping he gets justice and will make it out stronger than ever. The suspect didn't do a great job of remaining discreet during the attack, so we believe it's just a matter of time before law enforcement finds them and brings them to justice. We are confident Reese will have a bounce back soon and can't wait for him to drop new music. Who do you want to hear Reese collab with next when he recovers? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and comment the keyword Reese below to enter a chance at winning our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.